Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to tell you a thrilling story about a man who wakes up in a strange room with no memory of who he is. The only clue he has is a mysterious notebook with a terrifying message. Don't trust anyone. They're hunting you. As he struggles to piece together his past, he realizes he's caught in a dangerous conspiracy and time is running out. What secrets are hidden in his erased memories? And who or what is chasing him? Stay tuned and let's dive into this mystery together. Hai woke up with a start, cold sweat pouring down his body. His heart was pounding as if he had just been chased in a nightmare. Everything around him was dark, except for the yellow streetlights shining through the small window of his rented room. He tried to regulate his breathing, but a strange feeling gripped his mind. He had no idea where he was. Hai propped himself up with his hands. His mind was terrifyingly blank. He looked around the room. Everything seemed familiar, yet strangely strange. An old wooden table, a plastic chair, a small bed with a disheveled blanket. On the table was a notebook. Unconsciously, he reached out to pick it up. If you forget, remember. Don't trust anyone. They're hunting you. Hai shivered. The words were written in his own handwriting, but he couldn't remember when he had written them. His hand clenched the notebook, trying to search his memory. But the only thing he found in his mind was a terrifying void. What's your name? Hai. Yes, I think so. But what else? Where are you from? What do you do? Why are you here? Suddenly, the phone vibrated. A text message from an unknown number. Do you remember me? Hai stared at the screen. Should he reply? His intuition told him that this message was related to his current situation. But was it a trap? A sharp pain shot through his head. He closed his eyes, images flickering in his mind. A dark alley, a blurry face, frightened eyes. The sound of hurried footsteps behind him. A hand touched his shoulder from behind. Hai opened his eyes. The pain was gone, but the fear remained. He had to find out what was going on. If he really had lost his memory, then someone out there might have the answers. He opened his phone, his hands shaking as he tapped on the new message button. I can help you remember. But first, you have to run immediately. They're coming. At the same time, the door to the rented room shook. Someone was trying to open it from the outside. Stranger Hai froze for a few seconds. His hand tightened around the phone, his eyes glued to the flimsy wooden door that was shaking as if someone was trying to push it open. The air in the room became stifling and beads of sweat rolled down his forehead. The knocking stopped abruptly. Silence, but Hai still didn't dare to breathe loudly. Then a low voice sounded outside the door. Hai, open the door. I know you're in there. He held his breath. This voice sounded familiar, but he couldn't place it. Another message appeared on the phone screen. Don't open the door. He's not who you think he is. Hai stepped back, his heart pounding in his chest. Who was he? And how did he know his name? His hand instinctively went to his pocket, where there was a small knife that he couldn't remember how he got there. Hai! The voice outside the door became more urgent. I'm here to help you. Open the door before it's too late. Hai swallowed, his mind in turmoil. He had two choices: either believe the message and run away, or open the door and face this stranger. Then suddenly, the door swung open by itself. A cold wind blew into the room. In front of Hai, a tall, thin man wearing a long black coat stood tall. His face was hidden in the darkness, but his eyes were red as hellfire. We meet again, Hai. Hai didn't have time to react. A sharp pain hit him. His mind was spinning. Memories suddenly came rushing back like a huge wave. Faces, voices, a chase in the night. Blood. So much blood. Then, everything went dark. 5. Awakening. Hai opened his eyes in a completely unfamiliar room. Everything around him was white. The neon lights on the ceiling made his eyes hurt. A wave of dizziness hit him, and he had to raise his hands to cover his head. "Awake?" a voice called out. Hai turned his head. The man in the black coat was sitting on a chair in the corner of the room, his face now clearly visible under the light. A gaunt face, his eyes sunken as if he had been awake for weeks. But the most frightening thing was his eyes, cold and soulless. "Who am I?" Hai exclaimed, his voice hoarse. The man smiled faintly, as if he had anticipated this question. "You still don't remember?" Hai shook his head, feeling like his head was about to explode. "I don't remember anything. Only fragments. Fragmented images." The man stood up, walking slowly towards him. "We don't have much time. If you don't remember quickly, everything will end. They will find us." Hai narrowed his eyes. "Who are they?" He leaned down close to Hai's ear and whispered, "The people who erased your memories." Hai felt a chill run down his spine. The light bulb on the ceiling suddenly flickered continuously. Then, a whisper echoed in the space, not coming from the man, but from the darkness around. "You shouldn't remember. Otherwise, it will all end." Memory zone. Hai tried to stay calm, even though his heart was still pounding in his chest. He looked up at the man, feeling like there was some invisible thread connecting them. Even though he couldn't remember clearly, he knew that this wasn't the first time they had met. "Who are you?" Hai asked, his voice hoarse. The man didn't answer right away. He sat down opposite him, his eyes piercing Hai's heart. Then he sighed. "I used to be a part of your life, Hai. But it doesn't matter. But I don't know what to do," Hai muttered, holding his head in both hands as if to push back the pain. The man stood up, pulled a small object from his jacket, and placed it in Hai's hand. It was a shiny piece of metal, shaped like a piece from a puzzle. "This is the key," he said. "The key opens your memories. But it only works if you really want to remember." Hai looked at the piece of metal in his hand, feeling like it was radiating a strange energy. He lowered his head, closed his eyes, and focused all his mind on the small piece. Suddenly, Hai's surroundings transformed into a completely different space. He was standing in the middle of a vast field. The sky was deep blue and the sun was bright yellow. But what surprised him the most was the indescribable feeling of familiarity. In front of Hai, a young woman stood there, a bright smile on her lips. Her long hair fluttered in the wind, her eyes sparkling like stars. Hai felt his heart tighten. A sense of loss overwhelmed him. "I remember," Hai whispered, his eyes filled with tears. "You are Lin." The woman nodded, her gentle smile unchanged. "Yes, Hai. I've waited for you for a long time. But you have to hurry. We don't have much time left." The final battle. Hai opened his eyes, returning to reality. The man was still standing there, watching him. "Do you remember?" Hai nodded, feeling as if a part of the burden had been lifted. "I remember a part. But Lin, where is she?" The man pointed to the door. "She's waiting for you, but before you go, you need to know that we can't run forever. They will come." Hai understood that the "they" the man was talking about were the ones who had erased his memories. Some mysterious organization with terrible power, and now he had to face them. What should we do? Hai asked, his voice filled with determination. The man smiled. Sad smile. Fight. Only that way can we both regain our freedom. Hai stood up, looking around the room one last time before walking out the door. Outside, a long road stretched out before him. Lin stood there waiting, her eyes filled with hope and determination. Come on, my love, she said, taking his hand. Together we will reclaim what we have lost. Hai felt the strength in Lin's hand, and he knew that they could overcome any challenge. He turned to the man, thanking him with his eyes before walking with Lin on a new path. Hai and Lin's journey was not easy. Shadows lurked everywhere, and memories were still incomplete. But with faith and love, they were ready to face any difficulty, determined to reclaim their memories and freedom. Light at the end of the tunnel. Hai and Lin walk in the darkness, with only the faint light from their memories gradually returning to guide them. Each step is a new challenge, but they are undaunted. Hai and Lin walked on the trail leading out of the dark forest, where the bare trees intertwined to form a mysterious and dangerous maze. Every step they took was filled with anxiety, as if each heartbeat was a warning bell of the horrors to come. Lost in memory. As they emerged from the forest, Hai felt a strange change of the atmosphere. Everything seemed to slow down, as if time was being stretched. He turned to look at Lin, but her face was now blurred like an unclear painting. A vague panic crept into his mind. What's going on? Hai muttered, trying to focus on reality, but the psychological shadow still weighed heavily. Lin held his hand tighter, her eyes filled with anxiety. Hai, can you hear that? He listened and realized that there was a strange sound echoing from deep within his mind. It was not a sound from outside, but the sounds of memories, whispers, distant calls from the past that he could not grasp. Suddenly, an image appeared clearly in Hai's mind. A white room with dazzling neon lights. He was sitting on a chair, surrounded by people in white coats whispering to each other. They looked at him with cold eyes, as if he was nothing more than an experimental subject. Hai felt his heart tighten. His breathing became rapid. He turned to look at Lin, trying to find comfort from her. But Lin just stood there, her eyes now also lifeless, as if she was also caught in the dark vortex of memories. You have to remember. A voice echoed from Hai's head, clear and determined. Only when you remember everything can you save her. Hai realized that this battle was not only against those who wanted to erase his memories, but also against himself. The broken pieces of memories kept spinning in his head, creating a psychological storm that he had to face, facing fear. Hai closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and tried to focus on the present. He knew that only by facing the fear deep inside him could he find the truth and regain his memories. Lin softly called his name, her voice as gentle as a passing breeze. Hai, are you okay? Hai opened his eyes and met Lin's gaze. The worry in her eyes made him feel heartbroken, but at the same time, it was also the motivation for him to continue fighting. I'll be okay, Lin. I promise. Suddenly, a sharp pain spread from the back of Hai's neck, as if an invisible blade was piercing through it. He staggered, but quickly regained his balance. Lin immediately stepped to his side, supporting him. We need to continue, Lin said, her voice firm but still mixed with tenderness. I believe in you, and I believe we will overcome it. Hai nodded, his eyes blazing with determination. They continued walking, deeper into the land of forgotten memories, where only courage and faith could lead them out of the maze of darkness. On this journey, Hai realized that each step not only brought him closer to the truth, but also helped him understand himself better. The fears and obsessions from the past were no longer enemies, but became important pieces in the overall picture of who he was. The flickering images in his mind began to become clearer. Each piece of memory gradually returned to its place. And there, between the light and the darkness, Hai realized that he was not only finding his memories, but also finding himself, finding the reason to continue fighting and loving in a world full of uncertainties. Journey towards the light. As Hai and Lin went deeper into their memories, they began to feel a change in the air. The coldness of fear gradually faded away, replaced by a strange feeling of warmth and peace. Hai felt as if he was lost in a dream, where all the pain and suffering disappeared. But he knew that this was not reality, but only part of the journey to find himself. "How do you feel?" Lin asked, her eyes shining with hope. I feel better," Hai replied, his voice filled with surprise. "But I know there's still a long way to go." Lin smiled, her smile a guiding light in the darkness. "We'll get to the end of this road together, Hai. I believe in you, and I believe in our love." Hai felt the strength in Lin's words, and he knew that they could overcome any challenge. He held Lin's hand tightly, walking with her on the path toward the light, where memories and reality blended together, forming a complete picture of life and love. On this journey, Hai realized that memories are not just pieces of the past, but also the foundation for the present and the future. What is lost may never return, but he can create new memories to build a full and meaningful life with Lin. With determination and love, Hai and Lin found their path, a path that leads to freedom and happiness, where erased memories are just a part of the past, no longer haunting and hindering their progress in life. Discovering the final truth. As Hai and Lin continue their journey, they continue to uncover the hidden truths behind their erased memories. Secrets are gradually revealed, helping them better understand why they were caught up in a spiral of conspiracy and lies. One night, as they stopped by a small stream to rest, Lin suddenly spoke up. "Hai, have you ever wondered why we were targeted?" Hai looked at the moonlight, reflecting on the water, thinking for a long time before answering. "I think there's something they don't want us to remember. Some secret we once knew." Lin nodded, her eyes distant. "Maybe that's why they erased our memories. But I believe we can find the truth if we keep trying." Hai felt a strong belief rising in his heart. Even though the road ahead was full of thorns, he knew that with Lin's company, nothing was impossible. They decided to rest overnight by the stream, to prepare for tomorrow, the day when they would face the biggest challenges of their journey. Hai knew that everything was coming to an end, but at the same time, it was also the beginning of a new page, a new life. And so, under the starry sky, Hai and Lin fell asleep with dreams of a bright future, where memories and the present blended together, where their love could overcome all barriers, to lead them to the final destination of this arduous but wonderful journey. Unexpected incident. The next morning, as the early morning sun began to filter through the leaves, Hai woke up with a strange feeling of emptiness. He turned to the side where Lin usually lay, but only saw a cold, empty space. A light breeze blew by, carrying her familiar scent, But Lin was no longer there. Panic surged in Hai's heart. He stood up abruptly, his eyes searching around. There was no sign that Lin had just left, no sound, no message. All that remained was an eerie silence. Hai felt a sharp pain in his chest, as if a part of him had been torn away. "Lin!" He called her name, his voice echoing through the silent forest. But only his own echo answered. He ran everywhere, from the stream bank back to the trail, then deep into the forest, calling her name over and over again. But it seemed that all his efforts were in vain. Lin had disappeared, as if she had never existed. The hidden truth. Returning to the stream bank, Hai sat down, his mind spinning with a series of unanswered questions. Why did Lin leave without telling him? Was she in some danger that he didn't know about? Or was there something else she was hiding from him? In his confusion, Hai suddenly remembered the piece of metal that the mysterious man had given him. He took it out, feeling the warm energy radiating from it. Perhaps this was the key to unlocking the truth. Hai closed his eyes, focusing all his mind on the small piece. Once again, he felt like he was being drawn into a strong flow of memories. The fragmented images began to appear more clearly. Lin was standing in front of a white room, surrounded by people in white coats. She was arguing with them, her face full of tension and worry. Then suddenly, a voice rang out in Hai's mind, clearer and stronger than ever. Lin knows something that they don't want anyone else to know. She can't let him get caught up in this danger. Hai opened his eyes, feeling like he had just woken up from a nightmare. Lin had left, not because she wanted to, but because she needed to protect him from the dangers they were facing. Hai's determination. Realizing the truth, Hai no longer felt panic or loss. Instead, he felt a strong determination. He could not let Lin face everything alone. She had done everything for him, and now it was his turn to do the same. Hai stood up, looking at the road ahead with a determined gaze. He knew that he needed to find Lin, needed to help her uncover the truth hidden behind the erased memories. No matter how difficult and dangerous this road was, he would not stop. The darkness awaits Hai walked on the trail leading deep into the forest, where the sunlight was only a weak ray through the dense foliage. Each step he took echoed strangely, as if someone was silently watching from behind. The air around him became cold, carrying a musty smell and an indescribable sense of unease. As he walked deeper into the forest, everything around him seemed to change. The tall trees with their drooping branches formed strange shapes, like hands reaching out to grab him. Hai felt a chill run down his spine. Every sense warned him that something was wrong. Whispers in the wind. Suddenly, a strong wind blew, carrying with it vague whispers. Hai stopped, trying to listen. It wasn't the wind, but whispers, broken and incomprehensible, as if hundreds of voices were talking at once. But the strange thing was that they all mentioned his name. Hai, turn back. Don't go any further. The whispers grew louder and louder, as if they were echoing from deep within the forest. Hai felt like he was trapped in a nightmare with no way out. He tried to ignore them, but they wouldn't stop, creating a terrifying soundtrack in his mind. Images in the dark Hai continued walking, but now he was no longer sure where he was going. Everything around him seemed to be changing, as if the forest were coming to life and changing shape with each step he took. The trees were no longer just trees, but strange shapes, with distorted faces and empty eyes staring at him. As Hai walked through a clearing, he caught a glimpse of an image among the trees. Lin was standing there, her long hair flying in the wind, but her face was completely lifeless. Hai was startled, his heart pounding in his chest. He called out her name, but the image just faded and disappeared into the air, leaving him alone with his confusion and fear. As Hai tried to regain his composure, he realized that he'd wandered into a part of the forest that he had never known before. Everything around him became darker, and the air was colder than ever. Hai felt as if he was surrounded by an invisible presence, a dark force waiting to devour him. Suddenly, the ground beneath his feet shook unnaturally. Hai fell, and when he raised his head, he found himself in the middle of a circle drawn in blood. Strange symbols were carved deep into the ground, emitting a ghostly red light. Hai looked around in panic, and then he realized that the whispering voices were not coming from anywhere else, but from the circle. They were louder, as if trying to convey a terrifying message that he could not fully understand. In his confusion, Hai remembered the piece of metal he had brought with him. He pulled it out, and as soon as it touched the circle, a bright light erupted, dispelling the darkness around him. Encounter with darkness. As the light faded, Hai found himself standing before a strange entity, tall and opaque as smoke. The entity's eyes burned like two torches, staring at him with a look of challenge and contempt. "You have entered my domain," the entity said in a deep voice, like a thunderous sound echoing through the space. "Do you think you can escape from here, Hai?" Hai stood face to face with the entity, feeling a surge of fear, but also filled with unshakable determination. He knew that this was the final challenge that he had to equip himself with to find Lin and unveil the accumulated secrets. With the piece of metal in hand, Hai stepped forward, ready to face the darkness, ready to face the fear deep within his heart. He knew that only by accepting and overcoming his fear could he free himself and save Lin from the ghosts of the past. The battle with darkness begins, a battle that takes place not only in reality, but also in Hai's mind, where memories, pain, and mysteries combine to form a never-ending nightmare. But he knows that no matter how deep the darkness, the light is always there, just waiting for him to find and free himself. Confrontation with darkness. Hai stands in the middle of a space filled with smoke, facing the strange entity that is looking at him with fiery eyes. He feels a chill run down his spine, but does not allow himself to retreat. "Who are you?" Hai asked, his voice firm but not without tension. "I am a part of you," the entity replied, its voice echoing as if it were coming from everywhere. "You cannot run away from yourself, Hai." "I am not afraid of you," Hai said, though he knew he was facing his deepest fear. "You cannot stop me from finding Lin." The entity laughed, a deep, terrifying sound. "You think you can defeat me with courage alone? Lin chose to leave, don't you see?" "Lin didn't leave," Hai countered, his eyes shining with determination. "She's trying to protect me, and I won't abandon her." The entity took a step forward, the darkness around it seeming to thicken. "Are you ready to face the truth, Hai, about who you really are and why you're here?" Hai clenched the piece of metal in his hand, feeling its energy spread throughout his body. "I am ready. Whatever you are hiding, I will face." Suddenly, the entity retreated, its fiery eyes disappearing into the smoke. "Very well. But remember, sometimes the truth is not what you expect." With that, the entity disappeared, leaving Hai standing in the middle of the silent space. The space around them gradually returned to normal, with tall trees and weak light filtering through the foliage. Hai breathed a sigh of relief, feeling relieved but also full of anxiety. He knew that this was just the first step in a long journey ahead, but he also realized that he had changed. He was stronger, more determined, and ready to face anything to find Lin again. And with that determination, Hai returned to the trail, walking with a more peaceful heart, but also full of desire to discover the secrets that were waiting ahead. And that's the story of Erased Memories. Chapter 1. A thrilling journey of mystery, fear, and the search for lost truths. But the biggest question remains: what would you do if you woke up one day with no memory and someone was hunting you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Hai made the right choices? And what do you think really happened to Lin? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more gripping stories like this. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.